Warning. The following video contains sexual content and explicit language. Explicit scenes have been censored to avoid any trouble with YouTube. Viewer discretion is advised.
He winks at me before continuing. What can I do for you? Tell me about the club, nigga. Anything in particular? Where do I start? I've never been here before. A friend convinced me to come and then kinda left me in the lurch. What's a night here like? Well, you about to hear some shit. There's the usual club crew, looking to have a good time in any way possible. The dance floor is usually pretty packed, but most people are looking for someone to connect with. Either that, or they're telling me their problems, and of course the drinks are all top notch, bitch. What brought you here, my nigga? Looking to hook up. Got a little pent up energy, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. It's been a while, and I've got the itch to get together with someone for a little casual fun, if you know what I mean. Bit of a predator on the prowl, eh? Much as I hate to see my beloved bar as a meat market, I do have to point out a number of choice cuts. Quite a few attractive ladies on the dance floor and even a couple of guys, if that's the way you swing. Rile him up, talk about something else. What can I do for you, my nigga? Give me a drink. I want to get turned up. Yeet. Come on, give me a drink. As I slid into one of the stools, he set a glass in front of me. I think I'd like a drink. What'd you have in mind? Something non-alcoholic, something alcoholic? Surprise me, big boy. After a moment's consideration, I decided that if I was going to try something new tonight, I might as well be adventurous. I put the drink menu down and smiled at the bartender. You know what? Surprise me. His smile lit up immediately, eyes twinkling with a little mischief. Leaning towards me, he whispered in a conspiratorial tone. The fuck is conspiratorial? You absolutely sure? Hit me. I opened my mouth to speak when he leaned forward and pressed a finger, his Cheshire-like grin. Nope, not too late. Flicking his wrist, he settled his scuffs. He began. His hand slid behind the bar, wrist over wrist, and in a single motion he drew out 2 bottles. Flipping both upside down and forward, he poured a shot of each into the glass before me, before flipping them as all his fingers like an action movie pistol, sitting them down on the bar and releasing them. Whew. That was like a tongue twister. Next, his hips shifted as I noticed his tail wrapping around the neck of a 3rd bottle, lifting it smoothly off the shelf behind him and letting it roll down the full length of his tail to the small on his back. What? His right hand snagged the bottle by the neck, bringing it to the front. He gave it a quick shake with his wrist before flipping it over his index finger and setting it down with the others. With another quick hip shift, his tail wrapped around the 4th bottle and launched it into the air. My eyes went wide as almost completely through the arc. He caught the bottle by the neck and held it an inch or 2 above the glass before giving it 2 quick shakes. He tossed the bottle back behind him with a grin as it sailed straight back towards his tail tip. While it snaked around it, While it snaked around it, the bottle shifted just enough that I could see it slip. Motherfucker, can you just give me the drink? Damn, what is all this detail? What the hell? I'm tired of reading. His expression went from joy to horror as it smashed into the floor behind him. Damn it, that's going to come out of my check. Klutz. Pay for the drink anyway. My hand went immediately to my wallet and I placed it down on the bar. Put it on my tab. You sure about that? That was a 45 bottle of booze. It's not like I'm going to lose my job over it. At least I hope I won't. He looked flustered for a second and composed himself. It's my bad, really. Job hazard. I couldn't ask you to cover this. I smiled. It's a good thing you didn't then. I laid out a 50 on the bar in front of him. Wait, what? You're serious? Congratulations are in order. You actually got me to shut up for a second. I'm just completely blown away by this. It's not a big deal. You gave me a fantastic show. I mean, wow. I didn't even know people could do that kind of thing. You're not helping me with the whole looking professional thing here, you know? He grinned and put away the remaining bottles. Drinks on me, totally. You just been too sweet of a customer to change for one of my experiments. I'll get you your change. Thanks. I thanked him for the $5 back and slipped my drink for a moment. Despite working with other customers, I could see him watching my reaction out of the corner of my eye. Down the drink and smile. I tipped back the glass and emptied it with a smile. Perhaps wasn't the best idea as I felt a little lightheaded. I felt myself rock forward and was about to hit the bar when something cushioned my fall. Blinking, I looked up to see the bartender with a concerned look on his face as his thick tail under my chin. I wouldn't have poured you that if you had the intention. That's some heavy stuff. He reached over and poured a tall glass of water, setting it in front of me. I admire your machismo, but drink up and just sit right there. If you're intended on leaving anytime soon, come back to the bar. You're not driving yourself or anyone else home tonight. I tried to object, but he was firm about it. After the water, I was feeling a little better and decided to walk back into the main room to find Kobe and move around. Whew. Okay. Well, how long have I been recording for? 19 minutes. Well, okay. I'm gonna take a quick break and be back. So stay tuned for more Amorous and thank you for anyways, let's see, what do we got? It's not much we can do just yet, but there's this guy here that we can talk to, and there's this chick right here that we can talk to, but let's go talk to this cute little boy right here. Hey there. Despite him being alone at the bar of one of the most active nightclubs I'd seen him recent memory, that wasn't what drew my eye to the slender feline leaning forward on the bar. Instead, it was his odd mannerisms. At times, he would scribble frantically in the leather-bound journal spread out before him. At others, he would lift his glass from the bar and lean back, pausing to take a drink as if someone was expecting him to. This adorable ruse was undermined, however, as each sip was followed by a grimace of barely contained disgust. Introduce myself. He remained intently focused on his notebook, hunched over the table enough that he didn't notice when I shimmed my seat next to him. I casually watched as he moved, almost wrote, from his frenetic writing to reaching for his glass and leaning to the wall of the bar. That was when he noticed me, and in a sudden fit of surprise, spilled his drink down down the front of his shirt. Where did you come? Where did you come from, and who said you could sit here? Oh, he's a sassy little bitch, ain't he? His indignance was due more to being seen trying to blot expensive alcohol off his chest rather than serious concern about my presence. I flagged down a waiter and ordered him another drink before offering him a napkin. It's a bar. People can sit where they would like, and I was particularly interested in sitting here and getting to know the only person working harder at a nightclub than the staff. I extended my hand across the table. My name is David. It's a pleasure to meet you. It took him a moment, getting as much as he could of his drink off his chest and lap before he set the napkin down and gave me a thorough looking over. Those bright blue eyes narrowed for a moment as he hesitantly offered his hand in return. Seth. I'm Seth. Is this how you commonly introduce yourself to people, David? Not usually, no. Just notice you're one of the only other people here, not either dancing or relaxing with others. I was curious about that, but what brought you here to... Fuck. Damn it. Okay. Always happens to me. When I read a lot, when I've been reading too much for a long time, like, I start to get lightheaded and words just like don't make sense to me. I don't know why. I'll admit it's an escape, but it's also to help me work through the creative process. Many famous authors immerse themselves in the popular culture of their day to draw new experiences and observe people in new environments. I suppose that's true. I thought most of them indulged in part because it was their particular interest more than strict research. You don't strike me as the type to write romance or erotica, though. Why would you think that? I mean, I don't, but why would you assume that is the only motivation for me to be at this club? Mostly because the staff is wearing half the clothing you are, and I came here with my brother Kobe because this is his favorite place to meet guys for a fling. You have to admit, your choice of ambience suggests something more than just curiosity about popular culture. By now he was blushing furiously, the spots of red visible beneath his snowy white cheek fur. Despite his attempt at appearing aloof, something spoke about his relative discomfort in being here. I'm not here to judge. It's just, well, interesting. I get enough stories from Kobe to get an idea of how this place tends to function, and you appear to be actively avoiding that function. Well, I'm honing my craft, trying to push myself outside of my comfort zone so I have a breadth of experience to write from. It's the sort of thing authors do. So you're a writer? Maybe you've written something I've heard of before? What do you have out there? Well, I'm not published per se. I'm building a body of work before I approach anyone. Wouldn't want to come off as some sort of dilettante. What? Do you have something I can read? I suppose that makes sense. Authors rarely have a single work of their name. Do you have something I could read? He sat upright, the slouch that he had been so prevalent before suddenly vanishing. His ears perked up as well, before he glanced to the side and then back at me. It took a long moment before he responded.